Welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Report. I'm Jarret Johnson, and this time I want to take some time to on video give my thoughts about two major things with Texas Tech football. One being the fact that the COVID-19 testing. The update they gave Monday was very hopeful, very good news. The fact that 75 players have tested positive for COVID-19, and that's not good. But all 75 of them have recovered. And, I asked Coach Wells in his Monday press conference about just, obviously not asking for any personal information for any, to identify who the players were, but just if it was better overall, if they were going to have more players available this week as opposed to what they did in the opener. And he nodded. He said yes, that things were looking better. The numbers were better. And then, of course, the team announced the official numbers, which were great. So, I just, obviously for the health of the team, but also the health of just football being played at Texas Tech. You've had Baylor cancel some games. You had Notre Dame is postponing a game. Oklahoma State, TCU. So it's been a true blessing for fans, and I think for Big 12 and all of us involved at all with Texas Tech football. The fact that they're so far, I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood, they played the first game, and it looks like, at least on Tech's end, they're going to be able to play against Texas, number 8 Texas, in the Big 12 opener, 2:30 p.m. Central Time, Saturday at the Jones, which is great. That's great news. That's to me. Without that, what are we talking about? The second thing, this was a huge story on Monday, was Texas Tech starting running back SaRodorick Thompson was arrested early Monday afternoon. Now, at first we didn't know what. There was a lot of talk out there, and there had been, that SaRodorick Thompson was one of the players who were racing along with Caden Leggett, who was arrested back in June for street racing. And that's what it ended up being. That Thompson had a warrant out for his arrest, and the Texas Tech athletic department actually released a statement later on in the afternoon about SaRodorick Thompson's arrest and his playing status and just everything surrounding it. The statement says, quote, SaRodorick Thompson was notified late last week that there had been a misdemeanor warrant issued in his name. Thompson and his lawyer are currently cooperating with the Lubbock Police Department and have done so since the incident in late June. Texas Tech Athletics will handle the matter consistent with its student-athlete discipline policy, and any discipline will be handled internally. Thompson is expected to play in Saturday's Big 12 opener versus Texas, and I think they buried the lead there. He's going to play, and I think he's going to play a lot. He may not play the first series, but he might. But I think certainly after the first series, I would expect to see a heavy dose of SaRodorick Thompson. He's one of the best players on the team. Starting running back, ran for over 118 yards, 2 touchdowns in the opener in the win over Houston Baptist. He led the team in rushing last season with 765 yards and 12 touchdowns. So he's a big part of what Texas Tech wants to do. I'm not going to give an opinion on if I think this was a big deal, what he was arrested for or not, because I feel like people have strong opinions on both sides of this, and I don't. I feel like, just matter of fact, he was arrested for street racing. That's illegal, and he's going to handle his business. Now, I personally don't think that he should sit out like a game or a half or anything like that, especially considered compared to some of the other things that people, players from around the country and the conference, what they are arrested for, get in trouble for, and how much time they miss. A lot of times it's just like one series or something like that. For, I think, what most people, even like the law, public law, in the state of Texas would be considered a lot more grievous of a crime than what Lubbock. I'm no criminology expert, but one of Lubbock's finest, one of my buddies, told me that he thinks it's going to be it's a Class B misdemeanor, and then he thinks that SaRodorick will be able to defer to adjudication. So he should be punished. I get that, and he's been embarrassed. We had to run a story about him being arrested and put his picture up there because that's my job, that's her job. So, and that's just part of it. So, but I like SaRodorick a lot. I think he's a great player. Seems like a good kid. I'm looking forward to seeing him play against Texas on Saturday. So, those were two big pieces of news early in the week that I feel like, man, was worth looking at y'all and talking to y'all about, and just kind of what it means for Texas Tech in their Big 12 opener against Texas. I think if you had talked to me early Monday, I would have been pretty depressed about certain things or pessimistic about things. I'm much more optimistic now than I was 24 hours ago for sure. So good news for Texas Tech all the way around there. I mean, considering that SaRodorick was arrested, what he ended up being arrested for, and the fact that he is going to play, I think ultimately is good news. And then of course the COVID testing. So good news for Texas Tech, and I'm looking forward to that game on Saturday. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.